Are you falling into a hidden USCIS trap this September? Thousands of immigrants are already at risk, from green card renewals to citizenship applications. One wrong step could cost you everything. This is Immiscope, your trusted source for U.S. immigration news, policy changes, and visa updates. September 2025 brings new risks inside the immigration system. USCIS isn't openly advertising these changes, but they are buried in updated policies, stricter enforcement, and shifting processing standards. For immigrants, this month matters because the traps aren't obvious. They show up in renewals, interviews, travel, and even small mistakes you thought didn't matter. If you're applying for a visa, renewing a green card, or waiting for citizenship, you need to know these 5 traps before it's too late. Trap 1. Renewal equals investigation. Most people think a green card renewal is just paperwork. But in 2025, every renewal acts like a mini background check. USCIS now reviews not just your application, but your entire immigration history. That includes past travel, tax filings, employment records, and even minor mistakes from years ago. Here's what USCIS looks at most during renewals. Travel history. Extended absences that suggest you may not live permanently in the U.S. Tax compliance. Missed filings, unpaid amounts, or discrepancies with IRS data. Employment history. Unauthorized work, unreported jobs, or I-9 errors. A small inconsistency could trigger a request for evidence, RFE, or even a notice to appear, NTA, in immigration court. Why this matters? Your renewal isn't just about getting a new card. It's a checkpoint where USCIS decides if you've followed the rules since the day you arrived. If you're finding this helpful, drop a comment below with the biggest USCIS challenge you're facing right now. I'll be reading and responding, and your experience might help others avoid these traps too. Now, let's move to the second trap, travel risks. Trap 2. Travel risks under heightened scrutiny. Many immigrants believe travel with a valid green card or advance parole is safe. But September brings increased border checks. Customs and Border Protection, CBP, now shares real-time data with USCIS. If your absences add up to more than 6 months, even across multiple trips, your permanent residency could be challenged. Some travelers are facing secondary inspections and being asked detailed questions about work, ties, and taxes. Others are being warned that repeat absences may be considered abandonment of residency. Why this matters? A vacation or family trip might look harmless, but in 2025, it can be used as evidence that you abandoned your residency. Trap 3. Hidden employment violations. Employment records are another area where USCIS is tightening rules. Even small errors can now create major risks. If you ever worked without authorization, even briefly, it may surface during applications for adjustment of status or naturalization. Similarly, mistakes on I-9 employment forms or employer audits could come back years later. This month, USCIS announced more data sharing with the IRS and Social Security Administration. That means inconsistencies in your tax filings or employment history are harder to hide. Officers now look for patterns like declared income not matching your work history, Social Security contributions that don't align with visa or green card status, gaps in work records that suggest unauthorized employment. Why this matters? What you thought was in the past could resurface now, blocking your path to citizenship or causing denials. Trap 4. Citizenship applications under the microscope. Applying for naturalization should be a proud milestone. But in 2025, the process is being used as a second screening for permanent residents. Officers are trained to dig deeper into past criminal charges, even dismissed ones, false claims to U.S. citizenship, long absences that suggest you don't live permanently in the U.S. We're already seeing denials where applicants thought they were safe. Even minor traffic issues or incorrect voting registrations are being treated as serious violations. For some, the denial doesn't just end the citizenship journey. It reopens questions about whether they should have permanent residency at all. Why this matters? The citizenship test isn't just about civics questions anymore. It's a test of your entire immigration compliance history. Trap 5. Quiet policy shifts with big consequences. Here's the most dangerous trap. Policy shifts that aren't announced as new laws, but change how cases are handled. For example, processing delays that push cases outside normal timeframes, creating more RFEs. Increased use of NTAs when an application is denied. Expanded use of fast-track deportation for certain groups. Because these aren't headline changes, most applicants never hear about them until they're directly affected. The system feels stable on the surface, but in practice, the rules of the game keep shifting. Why this matters? The hidden danger is not knowing what counts against you until your case is already in jeopardy. Real-life example. Take the case of a permanent resident who traveled abroad multiple times for short trips. None were longer than 6 months. But USCIS flagged the combined absences, claiming she no longer had permanent ties. Or the applicant who applied for citizenship in July 2025. During review, USCIS discovered unpaid taxes from 2019. The application wasn't just denied, it triggered an NTA. These are not isolated events. They're the new normal. Tips and warnings. So, how do you protect yourself this September? 1. Check your record. Make sure your travel history, taxes, and employment all align. 2. Prepare for renewals. Don't treat them as paperwork. Prepare like you're facing an interview. 3. Avoid risky travel. If you've had long absences, consult an immigration attorney before leaving. 4. Stay updated. Quiet policy shifts matter as much as big headline changes. Staying informed is your strongest defense. USCIS in September 2025 is not business as usual. Renewals, travel, work history, and even citizenship are all hidden traps waiting for the unprepared. The good news, by understanding these risks, you can avoid them. The bad news, ignoring them could cost you your status. If you like this video, don't forget to hit like, subscribe, and turn on the bell icon for future updates. Thanks for watching Immiscope. See you in the next video.